The last nail is being nailed down in the Don Rosa debacle about the life and times of Scrooge McDuck. And I only got one word. I'll make that two. Disney sucks. And they're just a bunch of... So welcome to World of Conan, and we're talking about Don Rosa and the life and times of Scrooge McDuck, and specifically the banning or censorship of it by that wonderful, beautiful company, no, not really, Disney, and the absolutely disgusting practice that they're doing to Don Rosa and his masterwork right now, and the complete disrespect. The disrespect. Unbelievable. What a trash company. Anyway, guys, let's look at this article and let's check out Don Rosa's last update, last word on this whole issue, per his word. Yeah, it's a sad business. But let's check it out. Alright, guys, this is the article, or the update. Also has the has Don Rosa's comments, latest and last comments per his words that he wrote down. So this is from Duck Talks. It's quite the one of these sites that basically focuses on a lot of the Donald Duck, Scrooge McDuck and all that stuff. So let's check out the story. This is from a few days ago. Don Rosa banned stories updates. Back in February, Don Rosa made a post in the official Don Rosa group on Facebook that mentioned a not named publisher had made him aware that that the licensor had brought up issues with the empire builder of Calisota and the Dream of a Lifetime, and that these two stories would not be reissued. Don Rosa has posted an update on the matter today in the official Don Rosa Facebook group. I think I have a duck-related post for you now. No mentions of puppies or coal crops or mowing or wildflowers or chiles. I have not commented on this banning of two of my stories other than to keep trying to correct the various misinterpretations of what I had accurately reported in February. The fact was always... Now this was, I remember, this was talked about and misrepresented. The fact was always that the two stories were banned. So there was something like going around that, oh, they're not really banned, it's like they're just not being reprinted right now, and all kinds of excuses. But I mean, trust the source. Don Rosa knows what he's talking about, it's his stories. The two stories were banned, not that a possible ban was being discussed. Come on, guys, it's Disney. The only attempts at discussions were on the part of the publishers who first told me of the situation and who thought they could reason with the licensing company. Yeah, let's reason with the monsters. Let's reason with unreasonable people. The obvious preference was to continue to use the two stories, but with a disclaimer, as is often done with other comics or movies or TV shows of a similar nature. Yeah, they could have just easily done that, but did they think of the fans? No. It's all about their sickening and moronic agenda. Such a disgrace against the whole art, against the whole art culture, the whole like comic book culture, everything. Like, it's just such a disgrace against all the fans of Don Rosa and Donald Duck and all these comics. It's just like, it's an utter disgrace. The obvious preference was to continue. The licensing corporation does this very thing with its own productions of the past. Yeah, They've done this. Disney has done this with their TV stuff on Disney Plus. But that corporation's American home office has no interest or respect for comics. oh man, I can believe that. I can so believe that. They probably think it's so beneath them. All of the comics, Don Rosa and everyone, all the fans, it's like completely beneath them. So they could not care less. So that's why all these disrespectful things have been issued. No respect for comics, so refuse to discuss the matter. Great. Furthermore, the licensed publishers are forbidden to mention the situation to their readers. Or publicly mention it in any way. Oh no. They're only allowed to state that a new reissue of a book has been edited for content. Yes, edited for content. But cannot be specific as to exactly what has been changed or omitted. There is no discussion of the matter allowed, or at least none given any credence. Imagine that. You must not talk about it, you must not mention it, it didn't happen, there was never a change, there's nothing there in the past. The past was just perfect all along, and it's only here and right now, like we're so enlightened with our social political agenda. That's such perfection. Oh, beautiful. Oh, you can just taste the bile. So here's the situation as it was, is, and as it will remain. The Dream of a Lifetime has only 3 panels of its 25 pages in which Bombi appears. Rather than ban this entire story forever due actually to only 2 of those 3 panels, the publisher suggested that this is the unbelievable disrespect here, that I allow them to have Bombi redrawn. Not Don Rosa, but just some random dude somewhere going to go back to Don Rosa's art, his masterwork, and have it redrawn. Unbelievable. I would not allow art tampering if my name is on the book. Excellent. And just prop my hats off to my hat to Don Rosa, because that's an actual artist standing his ground against this this freaking corporation that thinks it can just bully around everyone and just change whatever they feel like, and just change a classic. Who cares? Well, we care. People care. Unbelievable. I can tamper with my own art in reprints if I made some error, but I won't allow changes forced on me. My respect for Don Rosa just goes up and up and up. Not only a fantastic writer, artist, but also a man with principles. That's a rare thing nowadays, but it's a beautiful thing when you come across it, and one thing that should be applauded. My hat's off to you, sir. My hat's once again. My hat. I don't have a hat. Anyway, but you know, my imaginary hat, if I had one. So I suggested that in those 2 panels that were causing the banning of the entire 25-page story, that Bombi appear as he did in the first panel of the sequence as a featureless black shape, like you can see there. Like the Phantom Plot. Who or what Bombi is has nothing whatsoever to do with the plot of the story, only that he represents something or someone whom Donald remembers and is causing him to panic. Readers know who Bombi is, so how he is perceived in the dream sequence is not important to the story. The 11th chapter of I think this is shorthand for Life and Times. of Scrooge McDuck is a rather different problem. Bombi is the central character of that most important chapter of the series. He represents the just punishment. Now listen to this. This is why it is important. He represents the just punishment for the one greedy and malicious act that Scrooge commits in his lifetime, a crime which haunts him for decades and finally causes him to re-evaluate where his life is headed and causes him to change its course. A big thing. And that's why, as Don Rosa says, it absolutely matters, and it won't work without Bombi, and the whole thing just falls apart. It's an integral part of the story and the character development of Scrooge McDuck, and to understand the horrors that he did, and also like colonialism and all that kind of stuff that had horrors as well. Chapter 11 in literary Shakespearean terms is the climax of the Life and Times epic. Chapters 1-10 are the rising action. Chapter 11 is the climax to everything. Chapter 12 is the falling action, leading to the final scene, completing the narrative. As such, any future publication or reprints of the collected Lifetime of Scrooge McDuck series as a book unto itself are now impossible. Just brilliant. Beautiful Disney. Just fantastic. Unbelievable. As regards reprints of the Don Rosa library, currently in print in numerous countries, Volume 5 will either no longer be reprinted, or there will be 25 to 30 missing pages due to the banning of The Empire Builder from Calisota and my discussion of the creation of that story. In its place there will be a bonus feature of something. Who knows what. Perhaps, so get your copy now. Perhaps storyboard script pages from obviously one of the other Lifetimes of Scrooge McDuck chapters. The tricky part will be how the publisher can explain what's going on, since no explanation is allowed. Deny. They can only state something like this is a reprint of an early edition. Some editing has occurred. That's all. Yes, that is all. Just censorship. Just some minor censorship that destroys the whole story. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about comics? Who cares about art? Who cares about anything? Let's just destroy it. All past works, right, Disney? Disney, wouldn't you just like it would be just your current work here on forward to the future, and only that for everyone. I bet that's what you're basically salivating at that thought. My original preference was that Volume 5 simply no longer be reprinted, or be reprinted with expurgated content, but without my name and text on it or in the book. That will result in there being a Don Rosa library, Volume 1-4 and 6-10, and an Uncle Scrooge and Donald Duck, Volume 5. But I was convinced that would make Duck fans, oh now they care, as well as the licensed publishers, less happy than the other idea of replacing the band story with some bonus feature. Incorrect, doofus. Not allowing that entire volume of the Don Rosa library to ever be reprinted would be as extreme and unreasonable as the original problem. But of course, the readers of the Don Rosa library are adults. Yes, we are. And not stupid ones. Indeed. They will know what's going on. So I guess that's the best option. And there you have it, as well as my last word on the matter. So there you heard Don Rosa speak on this matter, as he posted on a couple of days ago on Facebook. And yeah, I mean, what more can you say? This is completely unbelievable disrespect against a master craftsman and his masterpiece of art and comics that he did. It's just flat out disgusting. Flat out. can join the Don Rosa Facebook if you want. On Valentine's Day, when this news broke, there was a French fans buying up Don Rosa and Barks library books from fear of missing out on these 2 banned stores, as well as any other additional stores that we have not been made aware of. The Fantagraphics volumes that include The Empire Builder of Calisota and The Dream of a Lifetime are this is the Don Rosa library one, volume 5, which he was talking about. Here you have The Complete Life and Times of Scrooge McDuck, volume 1. This volume is currently the volume is currently, as of the time of this blog posting, still in stock and available at Amazon and out of stock at Fantagraphics. And then you have volume number 2. This volume is also... It wasn't volume 2. Well, anyway. Volume 2 is also available at Amazon. This is the one with both of them boxed, yeah. And there's the deluxe edition. And it's also available at Amazon. Costs quite a lot. Oh yeah, here's the volume 2. I was wondering why wasn't it right after. Anyway. Alright, yeah. Dream of a Lifetime, it seems to be. Maybe a part of the Don Rosa Library Volume 10, I'm not sure. And yeah, here's the Carl Barks Library Volume 7, Lost in the Andes, because it has the Voodoo that has Bombi. I think his first appearance. I don't know how many times he appeared in the Carl Barks stories. But anyway, that is it, guys. The seemingly final word on this issue. So, to reiterate, Disney sucks, and that those stories were always banned, always meant to be banned. The gigantic disrespect against Don Rosa to have his stuff redrawn by someone else. I mean, that's just, like I said, disgusting. Of course, and them denying everything, even saying that it should be denied, not to be explained why something is missing. Another just disrespectful policy from this company. Yeah, I mean, Don Rosa was even willing to change it a bit, well, you know, to a silhouette, which I think is completely wrong, and he shouldn't even that, but I understand he wanted to, like, some way meet in the middle, to so that his masterpiece of work would be printed in the future, at least in like 98% capacity, you know what I mean. But nope, unreasonable people, and like they said, no respect for comics, and they refused to discuss the matter. So guys, any comments? What are your thoughts? Sad business, but I hope someday in the future all this will be rectified by some sane person that comes along. You know, one can hope, one can dream. But in the meantime, guys, if you want to get that a masterpiece of a work from Don Rosa, you should, because it is fantastic. It is great, and I highly suggest it. I highly recommend it. So so you don't miss out on it at some point. It's not much else. Give the video a like and subscribe if you please. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next video. Hail Conan, hail Uncle Scrooge, and hail Don Rosa. My hat's off to you, sir, for standing your ground.